Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and welcome back to the survival world where once again we are going to be working on our custom village here. And I know I said last episode we weren't going to be doing a whole lot over here just constantly all the time, but today's episode is going to be mostly centered around this because, well, we've only just started this project up again and I want to do some work on it today. We may even do some more work next episode, I'm not too sure. I do actually have some other things in today's episode I would like to get to at some point later on, but for right now we're just going to be doing some work around the village. So last episode we built the blacksmith shop that you can see right here, as well as the jewelers, which is just beside it. This building right here, and a lot of you guys seem to really like these builds, so thank you very much for the feedback on them, as well as the general excitement to be back here working on the village once again. So thank you for that. It really warms my heart to see you guys excited for this project again, because I absolutely love it and I think you guys do as well. So yes, that is what we did last episode, but today there's actually really only one specific build I would actually like to do. In fact, it's kind of two. I would like to build a vineyard and winery. I mentioned it very briefly in the previous episode that is something I potentially wanted to do over in this spot of land right here. So I've got a winery building in mind as well as a design for a vineyard. So I'm thinking we do the winery build first of all and kind of fill up somewhat of this area over here, and then afterwards we can decide on how big or small of a vineyard we actually want to make. So yeah, I think to begin with here we're going to jump straight into a time lapse and get the winery building all done. Hold on just 1 second. Before we start that, I actually have something I need to show you guys. We have shaders, which also makes me very much so invisible. So we probably won't be using it that much in this episode here for today. Maybe I'll get a nice thumbnail after the video's all done. But yes, it's still a little glitchy at the moment with shaders. As you can see, I got no hand. You can't see my weapons or my blocks or anything. So it's not going to make that great of a thing in videos. But hopefully soon we should have a working version of Optifine that'll be compatible with shaders. I mean, this is, as long as you go in F1 mode, looks very nice. Maybe we'll just do the whole episode like this. But yeah, fingers crossed next episode we'll have a good, better version of Optifine. And fingers crossed, don't know why I'm turning around because you can't see me, but use your imagination. We will have a working version of Replay Mod as well. So these time lapses will be a little bit better than they are at the moment. I'll be the first to admit that wasn't a particularly good view of the house while we were building it. There were a lot of sides there you didn't particularly see, but the front of the house here, I say house, winery, it's also going to have a house in it. The person working here is going to be living upstairs. But yeah, it's a winery, not really a house. But anyway, this build has the best view from the front hand side, which you saw here. If only there were more space I could go like back, if I could just remove our library just for a second, take a bit of a further back view, but I can't. So let me just take you on a bit of a swing around. So we have the building over here, which is meant to be where all of the wine is getting produced and stored and everything. The interior is empty for right now. We'll sort all that out just in a second. But then we have the shop and the house where the person inside is going to be living. And then a little bit of a shed, possibly. I haven't really thought too much about what I'm actually going to do with this little off part of the build, but I like it nonetheless. Cat taking damage in the berries. I've got a whole bunch lining across here because I need to get my hands on quite a few to actually build the vineyard. But yes, this is how we're looking around the back. Once again, I kind of have to damage myself to give you a somewhat of a good view, but yeah, there's that side, and then the final one is just round here. So yeah, that's right there is our winery build, all done for the exterior at least. The sun is currently setting, I do believe, so I'm going to have to take a quick rest, and then we will do the inside. Alright, I have finished the interior of our winery over here, as you can see, and we'll step inside and have a look around in just a second, but I've also done some work on the outside, which I'm going to start off by showing you here. So, you can kind of use your imagination. Picture a berry field just kind of stretching across this way a little bit. There's going to be a cart right next to it where the person working here would, you know, put all of the berries in and bring them on over to this thing right here, which we'll get to in just a second. But yeah, this is just a little bit of a cart design. Obviously, I've got empty composters here because I can't really get like a red texture in the middle of these. If you put stuff inside, can I put a pork chop in? No, but it goes like a greeny browny color and doesn't really make sense. So yeah, just imagine they're filled with berries, and then basically what I'm imagining the winemaking process would be like, it's pretty primitive, and I'm gonna go with the winemaking method of pigeage. Now, I'm probably saying that wrong or butchering it horribly, but basically grape stomping, grape treading, I'm not sure what it's actually called. I think pigeage is the traditional and French term, but when they like stomp on the grapes and smush them down and get them all liquefied, and then they go into something else to do something, I don't know. But yeah, imagining that they have to like climb up on the roof in this ladder and go stomp on the grapes. I got some spillages around here and a bit of a barrel stack over there just full of stuff. I don't know. But yeah, that's what's going on the outside. And then we've actually got this hole going through to what is a big barrel. We'll see when we actually step inside. So blocks aren't really small enough in Minecraft to portray that. So you kind of have to use your imagination a little bit how it gets from point A to point B. But let's actually step inside. So as I said, the stone part of this build is where all of the wine is made and stored and everything. So the first thing you'll notice is a little bit of a wacky floor design. Now, I'm hoping this is fairly obvious what I'm trying to get across here. Originally, all of the floor was this color right here, the same as the oak planks, but over time, there's been some spillages, and it's got stained using the crimson wood, which, yes, I've cheaped out on slabs. Whoops, let's place it down in the correct spot, and it's kind of like stained the wood. I think that's a really nice color for wine spilled on wood. I think it's kind of perfect in a way. So yeah, that's why the floor looks the way it does. Hopefully you figured that out as soon as you saw it. But yeah, so we have this big barrel here where all of the grape juice flows in from the big barrel outside, where we've got a bit of a tap, and it's basically just dispensed into other barrels and then left in this building just to kind of ferment and age over time, because that's what wine does. I'm sure there's other processes it has to go through before it can really be put on a shelf, but yeah, it's very simple over here. I don't really know where the alcohol gets added in. I guess it can just be grown into the berries or something like that, or maybe it's alcohol free. That's probably better, right? So yeah, we got the big barrel and other barrels just being stored and fermented and stuff, and then we got these two over here being tapped and, you know, filled up with glass bottles and sold in the shop over here. Now, originally I was going to put brewing stands on the sides, kind of just meant to display bottles. I didn't really want to use item frames, but I think this just looks a little bit better. We're just going to have to pretend the bottles are laying down. So we just got a bunch of different color potions here, looking like different wine types. Probably should have them all being like instant health. I think it's this one right here. Nope, that's strength. This instant health. No, that's water breathing. I don't know, I'm colorblind. Maybe this one? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, they probably should all be that color, but I wanted to change it up a little bit. So yeah, in here we have the shop where you can buy some wine, and we also have a bit of a tasting session, a tasting section over here. So if you want to have a tester, you can come to the person behind the till here, who I'm assuming is just a worker on this vineyard. Was going to use this for a shed, as I said, but decided against it. So yeah, we just got a little bit of a cashier station over here. Place to wash out the pots, some chests for storage, and we have a brewing stand because why not? So yeah, we got the wine being sold, the tester station over here, and then upstairs is where the person working here actually lives. And we just gone with a very basic bedroom design. We got the bed, we got the table, we got the campfire, and we got this bit of a wardrobe thing going on over here. So bookshelves, some drawers, some storage, and then a wardrobe to actually put some of his clothes. So yeah, that right there is the winery all done, and I really quite like how this turned out. I spent a long time designing this thing because yeah, I always do with my builds. They take quite a while to put together. This probably in total a good 3 hours, I would say. Alright, so let me explain to you how my vineyard design is actually gonna look, and we're gonna do something super duper basic here, just using these 4 blocks you can see on my hotbar. Birch leaves, which I may change out for spruce leaves actually, I just don't have any on hand currently. Sweet berries, of course, and some spruce fences, possibly gates as well, and then some coarse dirt, and maybe a couple other grass variants, possibly podzol added in there, but the gist of it is, I'm going to kind of select an area here, most likely stretching from the path that I have laid out, that will eventually become a path, I promise, to the edge of the wall right there. And all we're really going to do is kind of just mix these in a little bit. I don't really want anything super duper uniform, so I'm going for more of like a natural free-flowing berry design. But this is why I can't build and talk it on camera. It just doesn't work. My brain doesn't really compute very well. But yeah, something just a little bit like this, varying around and kind of getting some curves to it. I don't want anything looking super rigid and organized. I want something that looks a bit more natural. As I said right at the beginning, I'm just repeating the words over and over again. But yeah, try and use your imagination a bit. I may actually switch these out for spruce. I think it'll look a bit better. But yeah, something like that, kind of filling up most of this area right here. And it is done. How do you guys think this looks? Is it big enough? Too big? Does it look weird? Does it look okay? I'm not entirely sure. I think once we get all of the berries, just like that one did right there, grow up and actually get some of the red on show, it should look a bit better. But I think overall I am pretty happy with this actually. I didn't want to go too massive, and it's about the same size as our crop field over there. Actually, it's really not. It's like half the size. But anyway, I think it looks really nice. So as you can see, I did in fact change up the birch leaf for the spruce leaves, which I think looks a bit better. And we kind of just have these paths going in between. So if I can damage myself and hop up, ouch, 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 nope, I'm going to die to a berry, that's not the way you want to go. If I can just hop up on this thing, you can see we kind of have some paths going in between, 1, 2, and then 3 over here, and that is where you kind of walk down and pick the berries as you'd go through. And yeah, you may notice I also have a couple of ferns here. And I'm imagining these are either berries that have already been picked off, like that, or maybe ones that didn't grow correctly and something went wrong in the growing process and ended up like that. I'm not sure. I think it just adds a little extra something to make it look a bit more interesting. And we've also got a couple of lanterns so we can somewhat light this place up at night, which also looks pretty good. But it's daytime right now, so I can't show you that. But that, for the most part, is the winery and vineyard all done. We still have some of this area remaining. I'll probably put some sort of building here or something to fill up this gap. But yeah, we may return later on in the episode if I've got time and kind of bring the pathway around and do some of the stuff that we just connect up with the rest of the village. So pathways and bone meal and trees and that sort of thing. If I have time, however. As I said in the start of the episode, there's a couple more things I would like to do today. And we're off to do one of them right now. Over at the starter house, which is somewhere around here. That will do. I'm at a tree. And there it is. The home. So we actually... Oh, you're trying to get inside, B? You can do that. I don't really know what you're going to do from now. You may actually be stuck here forever. I'll leave the door open for you. Maybe you can get out eventually, or you want to... There we go. Always helping the bees out. Save the bees. So we actually need to head underground for this next part. I would like to make myself a bit of a better furnace array right here, because this is how I smelt all of my items, and I've been using a lot of glass over at the Guardian Project big mega base area over on the live streams that I mentioned last episode, was it? Or the episode before? I'm not sure. The episode 2 episodes ago. I've been using a lot of glass, and I could do with having some sort of super smelter here, so I'm going to see if I can finagle my way around to get this interface looking pretty good as it does right now, but also have the option to do some super smelting if I need it. And the finishing touches, 2 minecart chests. There we go. I really do enjoy making those montages because usually when I play Minecraft, I'm listening to something in the background, whether it's a video, a podcast, or some music. But when I make those, I kind of can't have them, otherwise you're going to hear what I'm listening to, and I just have the Minecraft sounds cranked all the way up. And yeah, it's just really nice to build sometimes with nothing else going on. So yeah, I enjoy making those, and also splicing it all together is good fun in the edit. But yes, this is our super smelter interface all done, basically looking the same as it did before with the addition of some levers. But if we just head around the back here and take a look at the actual smelter, because you probably couldn't see it particularly well, we have something very, very simple here. We just have 16 furnaces in total, which should be enough for my needs. And basically the way this works is we have the minecart chests, and they go along all of these rails. This line of hoppers is for fuel going into the furnaces, and then this is for whatever we're smelting. That's why we have 2 different chests at the front there. So yeah, this is what we have around the back. Had to sacrifice the sugarcane farm, unfortunately, but it's okay because it's not really the best thing in the world anyway. But yeah, so this is our super smelter all done, and I figured we should give it a little bit of a test. So in this one we can place some of our fuel, and this one we can have our sand or whatever else we want to be smelted, and then we can send them on their way, and eventually in some amount of time we should end up with 8 stacks of glass. I think something may have gone wrong because I am missing half a stack of glass. I've probably got a hopper locked somewhere, but we can go ahead and turn these levers off and the trapdoor shut down to know that it's no longer working. As you can see, these are no longer powered, and we should get a minecart chest coming through, and they stop nicely right there. So yeah, let me just go investigate and see if I can see what hopper is locked. Of course, it's the last one I check. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, is it this lever right here? Is that what's doing it? Are all the items? Yes, okay, let me just move this slightly. Nope, I don't know why I thought that was going to work. Okay, I'm going to have to go underneath. Oh, and now I broke the rail. This is why I don't do this technical things, but there we go. Okay, lever is now on. Fill all of this in, place the rail back down, and now we should have 8 stacks of glass. Wonderful. Woohoo! That is much better. I would say in total that maybe took just over 5 minutes, which obviously is much faster than just waiting for all of these furnaces individually, and I can really load as much as I want to, or well, whatever will fit inside of this chest. So that right there is a job well done. The next thing I want to do in today's episode requires us to take a trip to the Nether, and more specifically to our piglin bartering system. Just over here, smack the face into the front door. So you guys know we built that wither skeleton farm a couple of episodes ago, and our piglin right in the center is all kitted out in full gold shiny gear, equipped with his gold sword that's also shiny. I thought we should maybe do the same with our piglins over here, just because they're a bit mixed-matched at the moment. Some of them have stuff, some of them don't. I think maybe if we give them all some shiny gear, it'll make this place look a little bit cooler. A complete waste of gold and enchanting levels, but hey, I think it should look pretty cool. So let's do some maths. Each set of armor requires 24 gold ingots in total. We have 16 piglins, which is a grand total of 384 gold ingots, plus the 32 for all of the swords that we're going to give them. That leaves us with around about 47 gold blocks to craft all of that stuff. But thankfully, my gold farm here produces more gold than I can possibly know what to do with, so I am perfectly okay with taking all of this to craft into some gear. I've just thought I should probably do this over at my gold farm because I'm gonna run out of levels. I know I have 109, but that's not gonna last particularly long when I have to do this amount of enchanting. 3 levels each, by the way. I'm not cheaping out on these guys. 25 minutes later, and we are all done. I'm kind of wishing now that I just did 1 level per piece of armor, because that took a while. But we did manage to get all of this gold from that session, so I suppose it's not bad. We did make a profit on our gold blocks here, as if I didn't already have enough. But anyway, now it's time to collect our shulker boxes up here. Sound is very low down, because this is a noisy farm. But we'll collect these, as you can see, fully enchanted with some very good enchantments on all this stuff. But yeah, we'll go put it on our piglins. Hopefully they take it, otherwise this was a bit of a waste. Okay, you sir can be test dummy number 1, so I'm hoping I can break this block. Of course that's gone in the hopper chain, which is probably about to get chucked out. Yep, I just heard it then. Okay, well now I also have to find my way back up here because I hopped down. Give me a second. But the plan is to just kind of drop the items here on the side and they pick it up and then take a look, and yeah, you want to exchange that for the gold sword and chuck it through the system. That's the plan anyway. Yes, okay, it worked. There you go. Now you can have, I guess we'll just do 1 at a time as to not overload yourself. Sorry about that. Let me actually throw it correctly. I don't want it to go in the hopper, otherwise it's going to have the same fate as our glass block there, which we definitely don't want. I'm just now realizing I did not at all need to enchant all of the pants and the boots because you can't see them at all. Oh my goodness, I am a moron. Okay, well, it's done now. I guess they'll be kitted out and only you guys watching this video will know that. And me, I guess. But yeah, now I've got to go around. Some of them also have armor pieces already. This was a bit of a waste, wasn't it? I'll go grab some more glass and give all of these guys their armor pieces, and they should look super snazzy when it's all done. Probably gonna take me a while though. They are a little bit mad at me because I just broke all of the shulker boxes, but as you can see, they are fully equipped with the gold armor, but not the swords. If they already had a crossbow like this guy does, they were not a fan of the sword and chucked it away or did something else with it. Put it in their pocket maybe, but yeah, we got all of their armor. Maybe at some point I'll enchant some crossbows and give them some shiny ones, but yeah. I don't know, does it look better? Was it worth the basically like 45 minutes I spent doing all of this? Probably not, but I took an arrow in the crotch. That seems painful. Anyway, job kind of well done. I'm not exactly sure what has changed since the last shaders clip that we did, because I haven't installed a new version or anything like that, but you can now see me and I have a hand and you can see all of my items, so I'm not exactly sure how this is happening, but we'll roll with it here. But that, everybody, is actually all I've got time for today, but I figured we'd take one final look over here at our winery and vineyard, as well as the entire village in the beautiful BSL shaders. And yeah, as you can see, winery looks super nice. Let's maybe take just a little glimpse inside. Very, very pretty. But yeah, guys, that is unfortunately all I have time for today. I am now pretty much fully back to work, so my time is pretty heavily reduced, so not able to spend quite as much time on the episodes as I did during lockdown, which is a shame, but I should still be able to get them out for you guys. So hopefully you don't mind not getting as much done in the episodes to come. But everybody, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you ever so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. Ouch. My face. But, whoa. Whoa. Hang on a second, what? What? This is the weirdest outro I've ever done. What just happened there? Oh, and now I'm invisible. Very weird. Okay. I don't know what to say anymore. Just, bye everybody. See you next time.